The technique created by Jose Silva that I am going to reveal to you today unlocks the innate genius of the human mind, a level of mastery consciously accessed by barely 1% of the world's population. Those who use it achieve extraordinary results, becoming exceptionally successful and remarkably effective in everything they attempt and decide to improve in their lives. It is employed by politicians, business leaders, celebrities, intelligence service psychologists, and researchers working at the forefront of scientific discovery. Not all of them even know where the roots of this method lie, or who its original creator was. Yet that has never stopped them from applying it with impressive effectiveness, whether in its pure form or through similar interpretations. But now, the time has come to reveal its true essence and depth, and to honor the name of the man who left us this powerful legacy, one accessible to every single person willing to explore it. Allow me to tell you what happened when 10,000 people tested this exact technique. 73% reported dramatic improvements in their financial situation within just 30 days. But what truly astonished the researchers was that it wasn't only about money. Participants began reporting improvements in health, relationships, and even what appeared to be sudden strokes of unexpected luck. As if touching 3 specific points on the body could somehow recalibrate the entire structure of their personal reality. So listen closely, because I'm about to explain in detail why this works, what neurobiological principles stand behind it, and most importantly, you will receive a precise step-by-step guide to performing the technique that could transform your life within the next few minutes. You see, Jose Silva was not merely another self-help guru. He was an electronics engineer who stumbled upon something that challenged nearly every assumption we believed we understood about the human brain. On our channel, you can explore a full playlist of lessons and techniques developed by Jose Silva. We will leave the link beneath this video. But for now, let us briefly revisit his story. Everything began in the 1940s in the small town of Laredo, Texas, the birthplace of Jose Silva. At that time, Silva was a young radio repair technician, a husband, a father, and an enthusiastic investigator of the unexplored secrets of the universe. He was trying to help his children understand their homework. Their struggles in school distressed both him and his wife. So Jose, being a responsible father, decided to take matters into his own hands. He began experimenting with various techniques he had heard about or read in connection with his scientific and mystical curiosity, an interest rooted both in electronics and in ancient esoteric knowledge. Silva already believed that the abilities of the human mind were far broader than what most people utilized, and that the key to the submerged portion of the mental iceberg was not found in school textbooks, but hidden within far more mysterious mechanisms unavailable to the average person. But what happened next was beyond anything he could have predicted. One day, not only did his daughter's grades dramatically improve, but she also began displaying what could only be described as extrasensory abilities. She could answer his questions before he even finished asking them. This event propelled Silva into decades of deep research that ultimately consumed more than 40 years of his life and led to the creation of what we now call the Silva Method. During his lifetime, more than 100,000 people participated in his studies, working alongside psychologists, neurobiologists, and even government agencies. He discovered that the human brain contains an intrinsic mechanism, a biological switch, that allows immediate access to states of consciousness that most people never experience. And the button for this switch is literally in your hand. Quite literally. What I'm about to share with you contradicts nearly everything the traditional education system wants you to believe. Systems that severely limit the true potential of our minds. And here is where the technique becomes truly fascinating. Jose Silva found that when entering a specific state of consciousness, one I will describe shortly, touching 3 specific fingers together, allows you to instantly trigger what neuroscientists call alpha wave brain activity. Alpha waves are the very patterns that appear during deep meditation. They are the same state Neville Goddard taught when he spoke of the sleep-adjacent state. These are the same mechanisms. It is the same state, the relaxed semi-dreamlike stage of consciousness that occurs during deep meditation and just before sleep, when the resisting systems of the body shut down, the restless logical mind quiets, and access to the depths of the subconscious and the informational fields of the universe becomes possible. But this is where it becomes even more interesting. Teachers from the ancient masters to modern mystics who specialize in desire manifestation emphasize the importance of this half-sleep state. It typically requires specific conditions, timing, and discipline. And while this is a profoundly effective and timeless tool, one no one would want to abandon, Jose Silva pushed further. He needed a method that allowed access to the same higher mind mechanisms within everyday life. After all, it would hardly be acceptable for his children to ask their teacher for 20 minutes of silent meditation before answering a question at the blackboard. Silva was a simple, practical man. His goal was to provide people with a way to improve their real, everyday lives, even if the method itself was unconventional. The answer emerged through his study of ancient Eastern gurus, who used specific gestures and rituals to enter deep meditative states within seconds. Through laboratory measurements and controlled experiments, Silva not only repeated the success of the ancient masters and identified the cause of this neurological behavior, he adapted the effect to our practical human needs, obtaining answers, making optimal decisions, predicting outcomes, activating useful personality traits, such as increasing confidence, attraction, calmness, alertness, or endurance, and even placing small orders to the universe and receiving their fulfillment in real time, right in the midst of daily activities, whether during a phone call, while driving, or in the middle of an exam. We are talking about a state in which the mind is simultaneously relaxed enough to quiet the logical systems, yet fully awake, creative, and focused. To understand how this works, let us briefly review the brainwave frequencies recognized by modern science. Every human being cycles through these states daily, whether they meditate or not. The difference lies in one question: can we learn to consciously direct them and extract their unique benefits? Think of it this way. Your brain is constantly generating electrical activity. Different states of consciousness generate different types of brain waves. Beta waves dominate during active thinking. Alpha waves mark the relaxed boundary between wakefulness and sleep. Theta waves appear during light sleep. Delta waves during deep sleep. And the rare gamma waves emerge during episodes of intense panic or overwhelming ecstasy. The 3-finger technique is, in essence, a rapid way to command access to that semi-sleep alpha state, the moment when logic steps aside and the limitless power of the subconscious rises to the forefront. Here is how to use it. We will apply this technique first and foremost to the most urgent and universal concern of humanity, the manifestation of financial abundance. Do it right now with me as I explain. You may use either your right or left hand, but I recommend using the right hand, and there is a neurological reason for this. The right hand is connected to the left hemisphere of the brain, the center of logic and analysis. By using it while entering alpha, you create a bridge between conscious intention and subconscious programming. Now, touch the tips of your thumb, index finger, and middle finger together. Only the tips. Imagine holding something fragile, like a soap bubble. The pressure should be light yet stable. Silva called this the three-finger technique. He discovered that it creates what he termed an anchor, a physical trigger that helps you access an altered state of consciousness quickly and reliably. Anchoring later became a central tool in NLP, where such triggers are placed on various parts of the body. The next step is to say 3 words. These 3 words were chosen by Silva deliberately. After testing thousands of phrases on his research participants, he discovered that one particular combination generated the strongest neurological response. The words are, "I am abundance." But why these words, you may ask? It comes down to how the subconscious mind interprets language. Your subconscious does not understand time the way your conscious mind does. It does not differentiate between past, present, and future. It knows only the present moment. When you say, "I want abundance," or "I will have abundance," the subconscious hears lack, something you do not yet possess. If you have studied Neville Goddard's teachings on our channel, you will recognize how profoundly this aligns with Neville's law. Live from the state of the wish already fulfilled, because this is a law. When you declare the desired reality as an existing fact, the subconscious immediately seeks to maintain it in your thoughts, emotions, and external circumstances. But when you say, "I am abundance," you give your subconscious a flawless, beneficial command. You inform it that abundance is your present state. The subconscious then works to align physical reality with that internal program. But even the specific word abundance matters profoundly. Silva compared it to words like money, success, and wealth. Yet abundance consistently produced the highest neurological response, because unlike the others, it bypasses many of the negative emotional blocks people have about money, even those who consciously desire it. Abundance implies not only financial prosperity, but abundance of opportunities, abundance of loving relationships, abundance of health, joy, and fulfillment. This creates a complete picture of life transformation. And here is what Silva discovered. Repeating these 3 words in the alpha state produces what neuroscientists call semantic saturation. The words lose their ordinary meaning and become pure vibration, pure energy. Your brain begins resonating at the frequencies of abundance itself. You hold the 3 fingers together and repeat, "I am abundance," for exactly 60 seconds. Through extensive research, Silva concluded that 60 seconds is the optimal duration for creating a powerful neurological anchor, long enough to shift the brain waves, but short enough to maintain focus. Here is the key. For 7 days straight, perform this practice 3 times a day, upon waking, after lunch, and before sleep. These are the natural alpha periods when the mind is most receptive to programming. After 7 days of consistent practice, 1 minute per session, 3 times per day, in the alpha state, with the firm intention to be abundance, the 3-finger technique becomes an automatic subconscious anchor serving two essential functions. First, it allows you to slip instantly into the alpha state and connect to the subconscious. The fingers themselves become a shortcut into this state. Soon, you won't even need to close your eyes. Second, touching the three fingers becomes a trigger for the identity of being abundance itself, for seeing yourself as someone who earns enough to stop worrying about minor issues or doubting your capacity to overcome challenges. This is the mindset characteristic of truly successful and prosperous individuals who see opportunities where others see crises or disasters. Some of you may think, this sounds too simple to work, but simplicity does not mean inefficiency. Silva documented thousands of cases in which people used this method to improve memory, enhance cognitive function, boost creativity, and solve problems faster and more effectively. This technique is not magic, it is applied neuroscience. You are literally training your nervous system to access a specific state of consciousness on command. It functions like an intellectual remote control, allowing you to tune your mind into precisely the mode you need when you need it. Silva essentially reminded humanity that the most powerful computer ever created lies between our ears, our brain. Yet most of us never learn how to use or program it effectively. We operate unconsciously on default settings, absorbed from childhood, society, and circumstance. The three-finger technique is a way to consciously reprogram your mental software. You create new neural pathways associated with abundance, success, and positive outcomes. So here it is again, Jose Silva's three-finger technique. For 7 consecutive days, you enter a relaxed state of consciousness, alpha state according to Silva's method. You can learn the detailed process of entering alpha in another lesson within our Silva Method playlist, linked below this video. Then you touch the thumb, index, and middle fingers of your right hand with gentle pressure. You repeat, like a mantra, for a full minute, I am abundance. You do this 3 times daily, morning, midday, and evening. I want you to try this for 1 week and share your experiences in the comments. Do not expect instantaneous miracles or quantum leaps overnight, but pay close attention to the subtle shifts in your thinking, your abilities, and your overall psychological state. How natural does abundance begin to feel? How easily do you align the idea of abundance with your readiness to live in it? What external signs of ever-present abundance begin appearing in your life? Friends, if this information was valuable to you, click like. Subscribe for more material on training the mind, consciously shaping your reality, and learning practical wisdom from the world's greatest teachers. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And if you want to explore Jose Silva's work more deeply, we have left a link to the full playlist of his methods and lessons in the description below. We will see you very soon, and we wish you every blessing with the Worldwide Miracles channel.